Trail talk time. Out on another beauty of a trail. Just breathing in that fresh chi. Sending everyone limitless love. And today I wanted to talk about the 4 agreements. It's an incredible book by this author. I think his name is Miguel Don Ruiz. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And the 4 agreements are: number 1, be impeccable with your word. Number 2, don't take anything personally. Number 3, don't make assumptions. And number 4, always do your best. And I think these are beautiful guidelines to follow in your life to help to empower you, to build a strong character. And it's certainly a challenge to always live in this way, but it's a good challenge to, rise to. And, the author speaks about how when we're growing up, we start out in this life a blank slate, and we're kind of living in this beautiful freedom. We haven't been programmed by all the people around us yet. And so we're completely free, and we know how to just be ourselves and live in the moment and not judge ourselves or judge life so much. But, starting with all the people close to us, like our parents and our teachers and everything, we slowly but surely start to become programmed. And he speaks of it using the word domestication. It's very similar to animals. We're given a system of reward and punishment for everything. And so if we do something that's, outside of our parents' belief system or their rule system, their governing system of judgment, then we're punished for it, right? And maybe unknowingly, it's starting to cause damage in children the more they're punished for certain things. And on the other side, when we fit into that, box that they would like us to stay in, then we're rewarded for it, right? And we say, wow, so all I have to do is continue to please these people, and I'll continue to get rewarded. And as long as I don't do anything, outside of what they want from me, then I won't get punished. And so we certainly are, domesticated from a very young age and trained to act a certain way. And for so many people, this can be very detrimental. Sometimes we just, are expressing ourselves, our truth, or being ourselves, doing something, and then we're shut down for it, right? We're told this is not good, we're bad, and we're punished. And this makes us feel terrible and guilty, and we feel shame for being who we are. And so we continue to block those things out and completely change who we are in order to fit into these standards. And that's why so many people feel like they're not good enough in life. They're not worthy. They've been told so many times that who they are is not good, they're bad. You have to change who you are in order to be accepted by these people. But, as we continue to grow up, and we have to be the ones to take responsibility for our lives and for our own minds and belief systems, And we can start to empower ourselves by, questioning our beliefs and starting to adopt new beliefs and patterns and start to think of ourselves in new ways and train ourselves essentially, because that's what we start to do, right? It's those people that start to put on all those rules on us and, punish us and reward us. And then eventually we start to do it to ourselves, right? But we have the power to choose new beliefs to adopt and new ways of living. And these 4 agreements are so beautiful, being impeccable with your word, being honest with yourself and with others is so important. This is one of the strongest traits, of a just character. If you say something, mean it. If you say you're gonna do something, do it. And be as honest as possible in every situation. I've told many lies in my life. I used to be very immature, and when I was in college, I wasn't doing well in my studies. I wasn't focusing on school. I was being lazy, and I was failing so many classes, but I was lying to my family, the people closest to me, telling them that I was, doing well. And the lies just kept building up. And eventually, it's like you have all these stories to remember in your mind. And it got to the point where it was just completely stressing me out. And I couldn't keep up with all the lies anymore. And I sort of broke down. And I told my dad. And it felt really good just to, come clean and be honest. It's a lot less stressful than having to try and remember all of these lies, right? Because I was trying to please them, right? I was trying to make them happy and not disappoint them. But it ended up causing more issues, more trouble, more pain and suffering within me. And so the lesson was, just to be as honest as possible. And the second one, not taking things personally is very huge. It can be tough if people are judging us or they say something and, it's easy to take it personally. And it's easy to let, the way that others act towards us or, speak to us affect us negatively and hurt us. But we can remember that everybody has their own, perspective in life. Everybody has their own opinions and judgments of the world. And essentially, the way they're acting towards us is all just a reflection of who they are. It has more to do with them than us. If we were to, get the opinions of a group of people, we would realize that everybody, for the most part, has a different opinion. And so we see that that's because it's based on their experience of life and who they are and their own belief systems. And so, it really seems senseless in knowing this to take what they're saying about us so personally, realizing that it's more about them than about us. And that's super freeing, right? It frees us from worrying about people judging us, because we realize that, if people do, it has everything to do with them. And perhaps they have, some issues that they're dealing with, and they're just sort of projecting it You know, it's all just a reflection. And the third one, you know, don't make assumptions. That's kind of bringing it to the other side. You know, instead of judging people or judging a situation, you know, based on our past, based on what we think about it, just making assumptions when we don't really know the truth, you know, that can be harmful to others, right? And that can be harmful to us because, you know, maybe we'll cause our own suffering by assuming certain things when we don't really know the truth, right? Like, for example, you know, sometimes, let's say people are supposed to be, you know, calling us or texting us back or something, and, you know, they're taking a long time, and we might start to assume what they're doing, like, oh, they don't care about me. They're doing something and they're ignoring it. And so they really don't love me or they don't care about me. And, you know, that's just an assumption that we might be making. But who knows what the actual truth is? Maybe they're going through something really serious at the moment and they actually just can't, you know, get to the phone. You know, maybe their phone has died. There can be so many scenarios that are the truth, but we don't know unless we know, right? So sometimes in life, you know, we can make hypotheses and make guesses about things, but in general, this is a great rule because it frees up our mind. You know, why spend so much time thinking about the possible scenarios of this, that, and the other when we don't really know? It takes us away from the present moment. And again, that's what he speaks about. That's what the author speaks about is, you know, children being so free because they are, you know, so present. They're not worrying about life. They're not, you know, dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. That's where the ultimate freedom comes in, you know, free from the worry of time. And the final one, always do your best. You know, that's big. We all have so many opportunities every single day to do something with our time, with our life here. And it's easy just to, you know, let the time waste away. Especially nowadays when there's so much to do right at our fingertips. We can sit here and be entertained on our phones, on our devices all day long. And, you know, it can bring us joy. It can bring us enjoyment. There's nothing wrong with entertainment. But we only have, you know, a short amount of time to live. And so, you know, it's important to have something to live for every day, to keep on building and moving towards something greater, because we have so much power within us and so much potential. And the world will just continue to become a worse place unless, you know, good people start to do more with their time and start to really do their best every single day and put their energy towards building a better life and a better world. You know, we don't have to be superheroes and try and save the world in one day, but, you know, we have so much capabilities that maybe we don't even realize because we don't believe in ourselves that we can make a good change in life, right? But when we can start to, you know, really live by these 4 principles, you know, we start to take our power back and we can start to say, you know what? I may have been programmed from a little kid to believe certain things about myself and the world, but I can start to shift that. You know, I can start to change this program running in my mind and start to change my beliefs by questioning them and installing new ones, right? We can delete these old programs and install new programs that are going to serve us and empower us. And as I said, you know, it is a challenge. It is a challenge to live in such a way, but every time we rise to a new challenge, we get that sense of empowerment, right? That sense of, you know, pride, being proud of who we are. And there's no feeling like that. So yeah, that's all I want to share for today. I'm gonna put a little link down in the comment section or the description of the video. I found a website that has a couple little intro videos to the book if anyone wants to, you know, start to get to know it. It's really incredible. I've seen some interviews with the author. He was on Oprah and he was talking about, you know, some of the things in his book, and it's really powerful. It's really powerful. I love it. So yeah, that's it for today. Have an amazing day. Peace and limitless love.